Hello, it's Etharal here, and today I'm going to do another sort of one-off, maybe two-off sort of thing for a new Mountain Blade mod. Well, not a new one, but one that I haven't put on this actual site before. It is the last days of the Third Age, so this is the one basically is going to be in Middle-earth and Lord of the Rings, which we always like. So I'm just going to get this set up. I'm going to show you a little bit about what this game is like and get a bit of an idea for it. So I'm just going to I'm going to get my strength up and I'm going to get my charisma up a little bit. So let's get everything. You'll notice this game, there isn't as many options, so you do tend to start as a very much a sort of basic guy here. There's nothing really untowards and unsuspecting here, but we are going to play as Etharal. We are going to do a Rohirrim, and just basically, I like the Rohirrim basically. So here you can see the actual map for the game. It is really nice, really accurate. Eriador is completely missing. It is all purely done east of the Misty Mountains. You've got a lot of options here, so you can see, well, let's work down from north. So you've got Dale, you've got Mirkwood, you've got Mount Gundabad, Rivendell, Lothlorien, Mordor, I believe this one is. It should be not Dol Guldur, but yeah, Mordor. So you've got everything split into two. So you've got Moria, you've got Gundabad, Dol Guldur, Mordor. You know, all these, that's on sort of the evil side. You've also got Dale, you've got, I think, is Dale linked to Erebor? No, Dale is not linked to Erebor. So you've got the humans, the dwarves, the elves, all of the usual kingdoms, Rohan, Gondor, all that sort of stuff, all linked to the good guys. And then I do believe you also have Umbar, the Corsairs as well. Basically, they are actually, you know, the evil side as well. So here, this game is quite a bit different than some the other ones than what you normally play. I'll just go in, I'll approach you. First of all, you will notice that you can't actually see, you know, exactly where the merchants are, the armorers are, things like that. You do actually have to go and find them. Initially, I will just mention, which when there are things like this, you know, when you've got this actual fog, is an absolute pain to do. And if you go into the hall, you will see, so you have got these guys. They have very, very accurate so armor, all that sort of stuff. Looks really, really nice. And here they are. Okay, so yeah, I'll talk through that in a minute. That's sort of the companions. What I'm going to do first, I'm just going to pick up a very, very quick quest. So task, do you have any tasks for me? Lawless, known as Isengard. He murdered one of my friends. You find him in Edhelond, and I will go and hunt him down. So here you can visit the barracks, and you can see if I need some volunteers. I'm sorry, no one will volunteer for you as we are currently busy. So the way everything works, you will notice, is that it is resource points, so you don't get gold in this game. This works by getting resource points so I've got 50 resource points in Rohan. However, if I was to say go to Gondor, then I would have no resource points. So that is one of the things that it's, you know, you have to sort of try and balance out. So where are we going? So we are going to Edhelond. There it is there. So I will go down to here and I will show you exactly what I do mean when I say that if I switch over, I have no resource points, and we'll sort of see how that goes. You do gain them occasionally, you know, just by being sort of an actual ally of those people. They will grant you resource points, which then is what allows you to, you know, be able to get extra guys to support you and things like that. So I will just skip ahead here now though, and I will get to the point where I can actually show you where the actual, you know, how it works in terms of resources. Okay, so welcome back. So just while I have been trying to, you know, show you about that, I have ran into some guys, so I thought I would show you the combat very quickly here. This I am against 2 orcs, so let's see how this one does go. It could be quite interesting. My guy has, well, he has nothing, let's be honest there really, which, you know, probably should have picked up some actual items and things before I did start though. So, again, pretty usual combat. Nothing really too much of an issue, and thankfully orcs, they fall down pretty easy. Thankfully, there was only 2 of them that did decide that they wanted to try and fight me. Let's see if we do get any resources. We don't get any resources from it, so unfortunately I can't show you exactly what that looks like. So there you go. You can see here, actually, this just popped up. So in dealing with locals in Gondor, remember that they do not know you and they don't necessarily acknowledge your merits that I've earned in Rohan. So my resources, which I can dispose of among the people of Gondor, are not the ones that I've earned in Rohan, but the ones that I earn in Gondor. So here I have Gondor 0 points. As you saw when we last left off, I had 65 points in Rohan. So that's one of the main sort of balances for this game, that you're going to probably stick them out around with 1 people, because, well, quite simply, you only have the resources with 1, maybe 2 people, unless you're taking things very, very slowly. You're making sure that you're not expanding too quickly. At the minute, we are classed as being at peace. However, that will change. There will be a little thing that will pop up. That one takes a very good while though to pop up, and then the war starts. You can actually attack other people. You can't claim things. You don't actually, in this game, get the ability to, become sort of like extra, become lords, work for specific factions. You are very much off by yourself, but, that is basically sort of how it works. Basically, that you can't actually, claim lands. It's more of the good trying to defeat the bad sort of thing, usual sort of setup. And here, we probably should have picked up, some Rohirrim, really, before we actually did start this. But I'm going to approach this city then. Now, we need to find this guy, so Araglas of Erebor. So we are going to have to go into Gondor. You can see here that the castles, they do look very much like what, you'd expect. This one, thankfully, isn't actually, smoky, so we can see what's going on. So you can see here that if I find these, I'm thinking about getting a man. Let's just talk him. They're from the local warehouse. So they have food, they have Dol Amroth horses and all that. They do cost quite a fair bit in Gondor resources, which I do not have. And so I'm just going to talk to him, find the local authority. That way, just if I ever am back down here, I can actually pick up some stuff to be able to get myself some decent equipment. Although I'm not going to be playing as a Gondorian, I'm going to be playing as a Rohirrim, so I'm not going to be down this way too often, but never hurts to actually get those. And then once you've got those, when you do go to the main title screen, you will then be able to select them from there rather than having to go and find them in the actual world itself. Okay, so coming back here, we have managed to find the suspicious man. So we are going to take him out. It's not going to be too difficult, one-on-one fight. But, we'll still... Oh, he did manage to get hit not against us, however, but, let's see if we can... Yep. We seem to be hopefully taking him out. There we go. He is finally down. So there we go. We managed to take him. You will now notice, as I mentioned there now, so I can now see the smithy, the stable and the warehorse, the guild master, and everything like that. So I can actually, look at trying to get some resources from these people if I do want to. Now, those guys there are going to cause me a little bit of an issue. So we are going to have to, it looks like, take the long way back round, which is, less than ideal. Not really what we want to be doing, but oh well, let's, continue on as we do. We will try and see if we can find a way to get back around the other way and avoid those tribal guys, and then we'll head back up to Rohan yet again. So I will just skip forward here now. We'll go and turn in that quest, which will get us some more resources, and then I will talk about some other stuff, features of this actual mod. Okay, so there we go. We are finally back in Rohan, just about to come to Edoras and the Golden Hall. So we're going to go in, and we're going to go speak to Gambling, and we are going to hand in that quest. So the task they gave me, hand that in. Yep, thank you, all of that sort of stuff. And so, there we go, we have leveled up. We've gained 300 resource points with Rohan, and I have 13 rank points and 2 influence with Rohan. So I'll talk you through what that is going to mean. So let's have a look at this quest stuff first. So report that an enemy host may be gathering in Isengard. Clearly, this is a grave concern to me, as I don't know how many troops the enemy has and whether my soldiers will be ready to meet them on the field of battle. I want you to get close enough to Isengard and find out as much as you can. So let's go and scout the enemy town. So the reason why we get sort of the influence points is for people such as this. So this is a companion. They don't just work by buying resources this time. And so let's just skip to this. Yes, would like to have you in my company. So you need a 200 sort of thing, more sort of rank points needed to be able to get her to join with you. So I've just gotten a few in the last one, so let's just leave here, and basically I will go into, I believe it is in the, not in the actions, in reports. There we go, you can see, so I have resource, so I have influence 3 with Rohan. I am considered a Thane, a servant of Rohan. So as I basically improve, I will get more resources from Rohan each week to be able to support my force. That's as I do move up and become higher than a Thane in Rohan. And influence, as that increases, I can then get special people to work with me. So that is going to be some good advantages that I will be able to use. And so here we're just going to visit the barracks. I'm going to see need some volunteers, and I can think of a few to go with you. So yep, there we go. Let's enlist. Let's have a look. 9 of those, yep, and enlist 1 of those. So 10 people along with me, and we'll have a bit of a look at those in a minute as well. I want to review. I need some training. So okay, that just works like the trainers. So let's go into our party and let's have a look. So you've got your Rohan youth, so guys that are literally just on their foot by themselves, and then you have Squires of Rohan. You're of course mounted actual guys for the Rohan, so that is great there. Good amount of guys to have with me. It does slow me down a fair bit, but at the very least I'm going to be able to actually, deal with some fights now. And so speaking of that, there is some 8 Dunlanders, so let's go and let's take them out and let's see what the Dunlander guys look like. So here we have our force. This is, decent number of guys. We're going to just, let's just charge them in. Everybody all has melee stuff. So, however, I am going to get the cavalry to follow me. Actually, no. Going to get the cavalry to charge because they are right there. Everyone does seem to be quite a bit closer in terms of the fights and sizes of battles and things like that in this game. So that one is, or at least in this mod, I probably should say. So let's see if we can't take out a couple of guys ourselves, hopefully. And, okay, let's go back to this guy. No, you will die. There you go. Managed to kill him finally. So, the morale of the enemy wavers, and we've killed a fair few guys. Let's skip ahead. We did lose 1 youth, but, that's not the end of the world. We're not going to capture him, we don't need to, or anything like that. And so I have some forces that are ready to upgrade. So, 6 guys who are, let's be honest, we're going with horsemen. It were Rohan. Why wouldn't we go with horsemen, basically? So, yep, let's go to the Hornburg as well. I'm going to approach the fortress. Just the reason why is because with Edoras is an absolute pain trying to find people with the fog. However, in Hornburg, I actually know where everything is. You will notice this is very much based on the movies, and the look of everything from the movies is the main focus for this mod. So, just going to skip ahead though, and I'm going to show you some more though of what the actual their equipment looks like and how it is that I can end up looking when I've been able to buy some actual decent equipment. Right, okay, so here are the guys. So I believe this is show me the warehouse. So this is the guy who, yep, he has all of the actual weapons and such. So we probably should look at getting some weapons, if given I'd get plus 55. So I really should get horse, to be honest, more than anything would be sort of my main target to begin with. So I'm not going to get any new equipment for myself. I am going to go over here to the supply master. I'm thinking of getting a mount. What mounts can you offer me, if any? And you can't offer me any because I don't have enough riding. So, well, I do have it. Well, no, I don't have enough riding, and I don't have the resources to be able to get even if I did want to. So let's do that. Put that up. Let's improve our one-handed skill, and there we go. We're all ready to go. So let's leave this place. We now, as you can see again, have the actual places we can see them now. So let's begin to move up to Isengard. It was, wasn't it? So scout the enemy town. Yep, scout around Isengard. So I have a couple of, 7 days to get up to Isengard and to be able to get this quest done. You do tend to, I find, in this mod do a lot more of these like little quests, just earning resources, because as you've seen, you know, from fights with not having money in this game as such, you don't really get the opportunity to, you know, make as much money as you do in, say, one of the, say, the Warhammer, or, you know, the Star Wars, or any of the other mods. So, entering the plains, there we go, we have now scouted that place. So yeah, you do tend to do a lot more of these little quests to try and, you know, actually make sure you're getting the resources. I mean, my party, it's an upkeep of 68 resources, and so I'm going to need to, you know, make a fair bit of money to be able, well, not money, I keep calling it money when it isn't, a fair bit of resources to actually be able to get anything for this mod and really be able to get anywhere. It is a lot slower paced, I think, than other mods, and, you know, I mean, here I've had 2 fights now, I've done a couple of quests, and I don't even have any new armor yet, just because of the simple fact that I can't actually really afford what I'm wanting to get, but I'm sure I will be able to in the near future anyway. We've picked up another little quest. It's sort of Escort Quest, so, you know, always one of the more fun things. And when we have been attacked, so we are going to, you know, basically going to have to make sure that these orcs regret it. They do outnumber us, but, you know, that's still not too much of a problem. We are, you know, we're men, we're better than an orc one-on-one, so I suspect we should be able to see more than a fair bit of regret coming from these orcs for trying to attack us. I have also as well picked up a new actual weapon, so you're going to see a lot more damage coming from my thrust, certainly. So, you know, let's see. So, managed to take 3 guys out ourselves pretty easily. So, yep, those orcs, they never really stood a chance, did they, against the actual, you know, the actual Eorlingus. So, there we go. And so, we'll move down to East Emnet, and we have managed to get some resources, so we can, I believe, yep, we can nearly get these up, and, you know, we have, you know, got a fair number of guys. We do need to get these a little bit better, and we're trying to get these guys to actually, you know, follow us and everything like that, so I'm going to have to wait for them, and let's go over to East Emnet, which is where they are looking at going to. So, everything. I mean, this mod, you know, it's a nice certain mod, I will admit that. It's got some nice, interesting little features. There are some stuff that maybe could be, you know, worked on a little bit better, but, you know, that isn't, you know, the absolute, you know, they aren't the absolute worst. There are some things like, you know, I do tend to find that it crashes a lot, so I would certainly recommend saving, you know, reasonably regularly. And also as well, there are some things like the actual troops, they seem to be very, very, you know, unbalanced. So you've got, you know, your elves who are absolutely amazing, you've got humans which are pretty decent, your orcs which are absolutely terrible, but then the orcs also get trolls which are murder everything. So it's very, very, very sort of mix and match with this mod. It is something that, though, if you are an actual, you know, fan of Lord of the Rings, though, you will absolutely love this mod. I would certainly recommend it for anybody who, like I say, is an actual fan of the setting. They've done a really nice thing with it. They've gotten some nice, interesting features with the resources and the way that actual wars work. When you do go to war with the enemy, you know, you raise their places rather than just claiming them and taking them for yourself. Really nice features, really good, would recommend it. The only thing that I would say is just make sure you save a lot. It's the only reason why I haven't done a series on this game, is because I find that it does, as soon as you hit the war, you start to crash quite a fair bit. You will get a good bit of enjoyment out of it before then, but it doesn't really make it, you know, conducive to actually doing a real sort of like a nice continuing series or anything like that, basically. So I'm going to leave this for today there for you. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little touch on the M&B Warband The Last Days of the Third Age mod for the Lord of the Rings mod. So if you do enjoy this, please do be sure to subscribe. I put out videos regularly here at eGen, and would love for you to give your support for the actual channel and everything. And if you do have any, you know, opinions on this mod yourself, do be sure to leave them down in the comments below. So thank you very much, and I shall see you next time.